everyone. Welcome to Blue Jackets, a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin. Joining me tonight, we have my guy, Hefty Duck. And joining us again, the outstanding, the most wonderful, the super legendary Diamond Dog champion, my guy, Harry. Welcome to the show, everyone. We got big news going on in the Blue Jackets world. The Blue Jackets have a new GM and president of hockey operations, Don Waddell. We'll talk about that. The Monsters get a big win to move on to the next round in the 2024 Calder Cup playoffs. We'll talk about that. Zach Werenski's getting married. We'll talk about that. Patrick Laine's got a new dog. We'll talk about that. And Matthew Olivier is doing stuff with people on the autism spectrum. All that and more on today's show. So, welcome to the show, everyone.
Welcome in. Thank you all for being here. Thanks to our audio listeners. Thanks to people watching us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit buttons wherever your buttons are at on whatever you're watching from. Or don't.
Push the buttons.
I don't care. So yeah, dude, we got actually quite a lot to talk about. It's crazy that like the off season comes and there's still like something every day. I mean, many of you know I write for Inside the Rink as well. There's stories all the time. I'm never like at a want. Like never like, oh shit, what should I write about today? Because today we have Don Waddell, the new president of hockey operations, the new general manager, and an alternate governor for the Blue Jackets. That's one hell of a title. That's like a whole sentence worth of a title. And but so president of hockey operations. But wait, what happened to John Davidson? Okay, so he is now a senior advisor in the Blue Jackets organization, whatever that means. But he gets to keep working for the Blue Jackets and finish out whatever contract he probably has with them, I'm assuming. Harry, I gotta ask, man, have you heard anything about Don Waddell before I get into a bunch of stupid information? Have you heard anything about him?
I gotta be honest, I don't know much about him. Kevin always wants me to jump on the podcast, but I gotta admit, once the season ends and I'm focused on baseball and other things, I kind of drift away. Yes, the Reds, I see that. I know the name, but as far as any information, I'm going to rely on you. And I'm just saying, the only thing I'll say is I am very optimistic. I'm glad that we have a new GM, and it looks like we're going to start making some moves that hopefully will make us feel a little more optimistic. And Lord knows we can use that.
Well, yeah. If anyone out there has been following us on Twitter and seen some of the posts I made today, at Lance Schrock, and I also posted them on the Blue Jackets account. There's a lot of positivity from Don Waddell himself and from many fans. I've seen a lot of fans talking about it on Twitter as well. So just to give you a little background info on the guy, most recently he was the general manager and president of hockey operations for the Carolina Hurricanes. He worked a total of 10 years for them. He worked for 4 years as like a assistant GM or something like that. And then when he became general manager in 2018-2019 season, the Carolina Hurricanes have made the playoffs and won at least one round in 5 out of 6 of those years. But in 6 years, they made the playoffs every single year since he was the guy in charge. So he's got the experience. He's also was on a team. I want to say he was with the Red Wings or something when they won a Stanley Cup way back in the day.
I did see that.
So pretty cool. But yeah, Don Waddell, his career started. He was a hockey player himself. He was drafted 111th overall in 1978 in the NHL amateur draft, is what they called it, by the LA Kings. He only got to play one NHL game. he mostly played minor leagues. So he had 4 seasons at Northern Michigan University. So not the Michigan University we know, but he is a Detroit, Michigan team. And so me and Kevin were talking about if it might come into play with the all the Michigan guys on the team, and he's in Columbus, Anyway, of course it'll come up. In the IHL, the International Hockey League, he won the Governor's Trophy for Best Defenseman for the regular season in 1982. So he's got some quality play time on there, even if he was in the minor leagues. He was a pretty good player. He started coaching 87, 88 for the Flint Spirits, another IHL team. He was actually a player coach. Just kind of, some people did that, I guess. You don't really see that in today's league. So then he became permanent coach when he joined the San Diego Gulls. He's also served as an interim GM and coach, I think, for the Atlanta Thrashers. He was there for their entire life period. So he also, I mentioned Detroit. He's like a professional scout for Pittsburgh or something too. So he's like dove into the trenches. He's been there. He's been the guy talking to people from like the ground up. So hopefully that means that he'll have a really good idea of what to do when he gets on the ground here and gets going here in Columbus.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of quotes from this. Last afternoon, he held a press conference with the Columbus media. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it down there for that, but he seemed really positive himself, like you were saying, Harry. And I like that a lot. I mean, of course, everyone's when I ask, like, "Oh yeah, you want to win? Duh. Oh yeah, you think you can win? You think we can win? Well, duh. Yeah. You're the GM. Like, wouldn't Yarmo think we?" He didn't ever think we couldn't win because he was the guy that put the team together. He was like, "Oh, this is weird." Anyway, Don Waddell had kind of a stinging comment to. I don't believe it was meant to be mean, but today he did say, at one point, when asked about the comparison of ownership groups from the McConnells, who own the Blue Jackets, from the difference between them and the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes, who is, from what I've heard, a more unconventional owner. And he was really positive about them, too. He's like, there's no excuse here. They give you all the tools you need. There's no excuse that we can't. I'm paraphrasing this, too, but the first part is like, there's no excuse here. They give you all the tools you need to succeed. And so I was like, I like that you're positive on this, but dang, that was throwing some shade.
That's some shade.
Oh, man. So we have Sir Boy Wonder 513.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Has the restaurant Boston's become a sponsor yet? Oh, my God.
That's another inside joke about the
Boston's
lovely restaurant right across the street from Nationwide Arena.
Possibly changing their name to Edmonton Pizza.
Really?
I saw that rumor. If the Edmonton wins or something.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. There was something. Oh, they were going to change their name when we were playing Boston or something. But yes, it's an inside joke. I don't want to besmirch anyone live here on the stream, so I'll let that go. But let's just say Boston's is location, and good for them on that.
No, it is. It is, and it's I like going there when I'm in Columbus, and it is a perfect place to go. A perfect place to go for the game. It's right across the street.
Right.
You are right, Harry. It is a perfect location. It's just perfect there. It's great. If you're a place, that's what you want. I go there for lunch a lot when I'm in Columbus, and so yeah, it's just a good location.
But you always have to give a shout out to our friends at the R Bar.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, our bar is the place to be, and I always
That
go
is the
there.
place to be.
That is the place to be, and I always go there before Blue Jackets.
So hopefully Sir Boy Wonder learns that lesson tonight.
Do the Columbus Crude.
He's dead.
No. Now I understand what it is. I understand everything behind it. I don't diss them. I'm not talking bad about them. But no, we don't officially stand behind and support that group.
The Crew. Yeah, we do.
The Crude. I thought he was referring to. Isn't that what the there was a group of fans that I thought changed their name to something.
Oh no,
like
that's what he calls the Columbus
typo.
Crew.
That's what he called. No.
He's an FC Cincinnati
we
guy.
Support.
Listen,
look, I do not watch soccer.
I'll
I played
say
soccer. I love it. I don't watch it. I'm sorry. I just don't.
I'll say this. Yes, because we are a Columbus themed show that likes the Blue Jackets, but we also support other Ohio sports teams, which includes the Crew and includes the Clippers and Ohio State, and obviously Reds, Bengals, Guardians, Browns, and Cavs, and so on and so forth.
I don't know about the Browns, but all right. No, I'm just joking.
So we have another great question here from Sir Boy Wonder. And also, I want to take this as a reminder to everyone out there listening or watching. If you want to talk to us while the show is going on, you can go leave a comment. We get most, I think, from Twitter, but you can guarantee your comment will be seen from YouTube or Facebook. So, Sir Boy Wonder, once again, it has a question directed towards Kevin.
Yeah.
Says, how does it feel to finally be able to watch the Blue Jackets play at Ohio Stadium now that the leader, Gene Smith, is gone?
Yeah, okay. That's obviously a dig at me. It is what it is. I'll answer your question, Mr.
Don Waddell talked about this. I'll talk about it after you're done.
Yes. Hello there, Sir Boy Wonder 513. I've hung out with you and Harry many times on Twitter Spaces, fun times. It just feels outstanding. It feels great that the Blue Jackets finally get to play an outdoor hockey game at Ohio Stadium, and it really is great. And Ohio State finally got with the times and stopped being old fuddy-duddies and stopped getting in the way with their plumbing excuses, and they finally got with the times and helped out the Blue Jackets get an outdoor game, and it's great to see. I'm a big fan, and Gene Smith, leader of men. I disagree, but it is what it is. I know you said it's not a real dig, but I felt like it was, but it's good to know it's not a real dig. But no, it feels great that the Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game. It's great to see. Thank you, Blue Jackets. Thank you, NHL. And thank you, Ohio State, for finally getting with the times and no more plumbing excuses.
Yeah. So here's Don Waddell's quote. He was asked about how excited, how it's going to be with the outdoor game here this next year in March. And they asked him what he felt about it, because his team has gotten to play one. And so he was able to experience it already. And he said, I quote, I wrote this down, so this is an exact quote. Besides winning the Stanley Cup, it's probably one of the best experiences in the National Hockey League. Dude, I think we all know that. I think we've all seen these other teams go and do this, and we've seen these cool uniforms. Yep. All the people are talking about it. All the seats are always sold out. He mentioned that for theirs, there were 60,000 seats in the wherever they had theirs, but they were only 30,000 available, which for a hockey game, I mean, there's 16,000-ish to 18,000 is the max capacity at nationwide. And he's well, there's going to be a lot more seats at Ohio Stadium. And he's absolutely right, but I think that those are going to get filled.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for that. I think this might be one of the most. That might have to be your first hockey game. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just saying, if there ever was a way to have your first ever NHL game, having the Blue Jackets outdoor game, that would be a fun way to do it. That
would be great.
That would be a way to do it, Mr. Sir Boy Wonder.
we're gonna need your opinion on this one, because here's the final question from Sir Boy Wonder, and because I am more like northeasterner, I'm a
already
Cleveland
rolling my
fan.
eyes at this.
And finally, will the Blue Jackets be the rivals of the Cincinnati Stingers when the city of Cincinnati
When my butt.
gets an
They
NHL
will
hockey
never get an NHL team because, first of all, you have to have a decent arena. They don't have that.
Yeah.
There is no facility. So he's living in a fantasy world with that question.
pipe dream.
The only way Cincinnati will get an NHL team is when you play it on NHL 24 or whatever video game you might be playing. So if Sir Boy Wonder really believes that Cincinnati is getting an NHL team, he must be under the influence of illegal or maybe even legal drugs now in the state of Ohio. But he's obviously under the influence of something, because Cincinnati will never, ever get an NHL team.
And I'll answer the question. In some hypothetical scenario, if that did happen, yes, that a Cincinnati team would be the rival of the Blue Jackets, much like how FC Cincinnati is the rival for the Crew. But having said that, realistically, no, it's not going to happen, because Harry is right. If you have spent any time in Cincinnati, you would know that there is no, well, one, they don't have the facilities for it. And two, there's no space for it, because where are you going to put it? Because the Cyclones, the Reds, the Bengals all have taken up a good chunk of downtown Cincinnati.
Right.
Then FC Cincinnati takes up a huge chunk of that area. And obviously with the Bearcats, they're there. They take up a huge chunk of Cincinnati too. So realistically speaking, where the hell would you even put it? So no.
Right. And they're not going to play at Heritage Bank Center, because I don't want to call that place a dump. It's not dirty. It's not in disrepair. It's just old and it's small. And there's no way a major league professional team will ever play in that facility.
Right.
Sounds like the Schottenstein.
Basically.
Yeah.
So it's realistically not happening. And then on top of that, the NHL already has what they want. They have the Ohio market, and that's Columbus. So they're not going to go with another team in that market. So it is what it is. So I understand what you're trying to get at there, Mr. Sir Boy Wonder, but it's just no, it's not happening.
Trying to stir something up this way.
If you want NHL, if you're in Ohio and you want NHL hockey, go see a Blue Jackets.
Right.
And here's one thing I'll mention as well. It's from, like, I don't live anywhere near Cincinnati. No offense, I'm not a fan of any of your sports teams because I'm northern. I don't think an NHL team, there would be room for one unless like Columbus Blue Jackets were like in Cleveland, because there's room for 2 NFL teams, and I think that's fun. I love being able to talk shit with people from my own state. You know, I don't even really follow the Browns much, but like I like talking shit to Bengals fans. I joke, but seriously, it's cool. It's kind of like you get that interstate rivalry with the Reds and the Guardians even. That's going to be a great game this year, I think. Aren't the Reds doing well?
No.
Oh.
More recent.
No, we're not.
I thought they started well.
The Reds swept the Dodgers, and then they went back into the toilet against the Cardinals.
How's David Cruz? He's not injured, is he?
So they're 8 games under 500, and they can't hit their way out of a paper bag. So no, they're not doing very well.
Gotcha. Okay, well, never mind.
Don't listen to someone there about treading lightly.
Moving on. So a couple other things that I thought were interesting about Don Waddell today. Got to go back to this for a while here. Is many fans have been wondering, and he was asked directly about Pascal Vincent and about the staff. Like, where does he stand on that? And basically meaning, like, are you going to keep him around or not? And he's like, there's no timetable on any decision with anybody of our staff. That's the direct quote. And hey, Sir Boy Wonder, thanks for joining us. friendly reminder that y'all out there, if you want to come derail our show too, please come to our YouTube, ask us stuff. We will probably stop what we're doing and talk to you for a while because we love the interaction. It's a fun time. And thanks for those comments, Boy Wonder. So he's got no timetable with any decision on anybody. He actually said today, today was the first time he ever met Pascal Vincent. He met him for like 3 minutes before the press conference. So he says, what else do you say? Oh, he says, you don't walk into a new place when people have been there and make changes without a reason to change. And I think he brings up a valid point. So this is what I want to talk with you guys about is, should Pascal Vincent be allowed to finish out his contract that he signed with Jarmo Kekalainen?
I'm on the fence. I keep going back and forth on this. Part of me would like to see someone new there, just get a fresh start. But then I also, and I believe Kevin is the one that's made the argument that, there have been some injuries and there have been some just things that Pascal can't control out of his hands. And I don't know. I guess if you were to ask me right now at 6:23 p.m., I would say keep him. Why not? Just keep him around, see how the team performs under the new GM. Why not? Let him start with a kind of a fresh slate, at least a fresh boss, and see what happens.
Yeah, I understand that if the Blue Jackets make the choice to let him go and pick someone else, I understand that, and I'd be okay with that. A new, fresh change would also be welcome. But I've also believed that if you have watched the Blue Jackets at all this past season under Pascal Vincent, yeah, it didn't start out the greatest, but as the season went along, things got better. They were competitive for a majority of their games. Defensively, it got better. And we saw positive developments for some of the young up-and-coming players like Cole Sillinger, Yegor Chinakhov, Adam Fantilli, Kent Johnson, Dmitry Voronkov, Danil Tarasov, Yegor Chinakhov, and you can go down the list. There was positive development that we saw under him. Also, we have to look at this. Last offseason, Pascal Vincent is preparing as an all offseason long as an assistant coach. That is what he's thinking. I'm an assistant coach. And he even talked about this where throughout the entire summer, he's talking with Mike Babcock and the other assistant coaches about different ideas and what they want to do for this season and how different plans and how they want to implement it. And then, Mike Babcock does his little phone shenanigans thing and, idiot, but it is what it is. And then, unfortunately, Pascal Vincent just kind of gets thrown in there right before training camp starts. It's like, okay, here you go. You just have to do it, I guess. If you, in the event, if you made the decision to keep Pascal Vincent, you would give him a full off season to prepare as a head coach. He can put in things how he wants it, his training camp, his style, and so much more. And there is positive development that we saw under him. They got more wins, more points. Can it be better? Yes, but it was much better than compared to the 2022, 2023 season, where a majority of that season, it sucked and they were getting blown out most of the time. And the team just quit on Brad Larson. There was no accountability. There was no culture. And we saw that with Pascal Vincent, that he was helping build up a culture and he was not going to put up with people's shit. Hey, Johnny Gaudreau, you're not playing good? Okay, you're benched. Hey, Patrick Laine, you're not playing good? Okay, you're getting benched. Matthew Olivier, you're getting benched. You're not playing good? Okay, you're getting benched. It didn't matter who you are. So I understand if they make the decision to let him go, but if it was up to, but I also understand if they keep him because you give him a fresh start, a full offseason to prepare. There was positive development, and you just see where it goes. And if it doesn't happen, then you can choose someone else. But it is what it is.
And the whole Babcock thing, that was such a disaster. And it,
a distraction.
Bottom line, the person responsible for that did answer for that. So now you move on and let's see where it goes.
accountable from the top down, and that's exactly what needs to be done. And I think that also plays a small part in, from what I understand, Waddell wanted full control, meaning he wanted that presidential position as well. That's what he did in Carolina as well. And so maybe there was a little bit of, hey, John Davidson, you had a part in this too.
Right.
Hey, Young Beezer, I got a question for you too. Also, welcome in, man. Nice to see you here. Thanks for being here. As a fan of another hockey
An
team,
outsider.
yeah. Can you? What do you think? Like, should Pascal Vincent get another chance? What do you think they're gonna do with him?
I think it's only fair to give him another shot, considering he did kind of just get thrown into the mix out of nowhere last year. And, this would be like an opportunity for him to like actually prepare for a season.
Yeah.
But I mean, it all depends on what Don Waddell does, wants to do. I think they're going to, I think they should give him another shot, but I wouldn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'd appreciate that input because I agree with some of what you said there. So here's my entire stance on this. I'm just gonna break it down, water it down, simple. Yes, I think you should stay, but here's why. So besides not getting the entire training camp to prepare and not doing just his own thing from the get-go, they're paying. Okay, so this is also from a business point of view, in my opinion. They're paying Mike Babcock. He signed a contract that they have to follow through and pay him because anyway, so they're paying him. I think last year was Brad Larsen's last year on his contract. They're also paying Jarmo Kekalainen still for his contract. And, I'm sure Davidson is on a contract too, although he is actually doing work for them. So that's part of it. This is the business point of view. It's like, dude, you gotta just, the other thing is, like you said, Kev, like the development started to happen after last year. And once you have a ball rolling, if you just keep changing tracks, you're never going to, you can't see what happens if it flourishes because it's never going to. You give every guy a 1 year chance, and that's it. So I think that he's got something going here with these kids, especially it's especially important with these young guys. And there was a bunch of controversial calls that he made to the fans. I don't know if it was that controversial to the players. I really don't think it was. I mean, we all heard like, oh yeah, Laine didn't like being benched. It was his biggest embarrassment of his career because that was the first time he's ever gotten a healthy scratch. But like, he's also missed a fuck ton of games. Anyway,
no, but you're absolutely right there, Hefty Duck. From a financial standpoint, let's be honest here. The Blue Jackets are a smaller market team. They don't have as much money compared to other teams. So they can't be just out there just being stupid with money, financially irresponsible, and just spending it like crazy. They have to be smarter with their money. So that also means from a financial standpoint, you can't be, in some hypothetical scenario, you just can't keep doing this trend where you're paying guys to not work for you. So in this hypothetical scenario, if they make the decision to get rid of Pascal Vincent, you're now paying Pascal Vincent, you're now paying Jarmo, you're now paying Mike Babcock, and until the season's officially over to like I think the contract go to like end of June, you're still paying Brad Larsen. So that would be hypothetical scenario. That would be at least 4 different guys that you're paying. And you just can't do that from a financial standpoint. That's stupid, and you just can't do that. When you're like the Blue Jackets, you're a smaller market team. You don't have as much money compared to other teams. You have to be smarter with your money. You just have to. So there's that point as well. But I would like to see Pascal Vincent give another shot. But if they make the decision to go with someone else, that's fine too. It is what it is.
So the other part that of this is, do I think that the Blue Jackets are going to keep him. And I also think, yes, here's why. Unless a proven and like a great, amazing coach is out on the market, which there might be a couple, and that could really, we could use that experience. I think that's the only possible way, is if like the golden candidate would come along, which is possibly out there, but they need paid too.
Yeah.
And other teams are going to be offering them money. There's only so much you can work with when you're already owing people money and shit. So I gotta do the ad read real quick now. Won't take long. I do have a DraftKings ad this week. So I'm gonna do the DraftKings second. We'll do Promisio first. So this is an ad for a lead generation service for like business people who are looking for leads and whatnot. So there's a lot of business words in here that I have to pronounce. So if you're an entrepreneur wanting to increase your profitable opportunities by 200% or more within the next 3 to 6 months, then stick around until the end, because there's an additional piece to this offer that's unheard of in today's market. At Promisio, they provide a hybrid of done with you and done for you services that transform 5 areas of your business to make the biggest impact in the shortest amount of time. And it works with almost any business. They'll go over the details of what you offer, your process of delivery, your sales script, and your process for client acquisition and lead generation. They will also provide you with a structured methodology for continuous growth. If you're unhappy for any reason, they will refund your purchase within the first 14 days, no questions asked. Collectively, they have worked with professional NFL athletes, record labels, and sales reps from Inc. 5000 and multi-billion-dollar companies. A few have messaged back saying now they have too many leads to handle. Others have said that after using their services, they've been able to decrease their hands-on working hours by 50%. One of the reasons it works so well is that they will be with you every step of the way. They're able to do this in part because they only work with 10 clients at a time to ensure that you are fully taken care of. Promisio is more than just a service. They're a vehicle to take you from where you currently are to where you want to be. As for the additional piece mentioned earlier, Promisio is giving new clients who complete the full program in 2024 1 month of free lead generation services with no management fees and no ad spend. That's 1 month of free lead generation. Promisio provides entrepreneurs with a done-for-you solution for a predictable flow of high-quality leads, which also means more paying clients. If you want to strengthen the foundations of your business and get high-quality leads every single month, then reach out soon, as there are very limited spots available. Book a consultation by visiting promisio.co. That's promisio.co. And we got a DraftKings ad back. And if y'all notice, in the corners, we have our logos back too. So I don't know what I can or can't say publicly, so I'm just not. But we do enjoy being part of this network, and I do not mind reading these ads for them too. So here we go. We're this close. Don't tell me to do this, but I'm doing it. We're this close to crowning the Stanley Cup champion, and with the action heating up on the ice, it's even hotter at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. New to DraftKings? Listen up. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,500. Just deposit at least $5, and you'll get a bonus bet back equal to your first bet if it doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN. For new customers to get a no-sweat bet up to $1,500 if your first bet doesn't hit. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, ages vary by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Why is it void in Ontario? No sweat bet per new customer issued as one bonus bet based on the amount of initial losing bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.co/ice for eligibility, wagering, and deposit restriction terms and responsible gaming resources. Copyright NHL 2024, all rights reserved. I think got through that pretty quick.
Yes, and like I always do it on the show, you can bet right now in terms of the Ohio sports world. So you got
Yeah, go bet on
yeah,
the Guards.
yeah, you can
They're
bet.
killing it right now.
Yeah, you can bet on the Reds. You can get the Guardians and the Crew.
From what they were saying, I don't know if I would make bets. Never
That's
mind.
ba-
I'm
that-
not trying to be rude here. We're all Ohio sports fans.
but
Except for
yeah, that's
maybe.
basically what's going on in the Ohio sports world.
Hell yeah.
Or if you really want to bet, you can bet that Darnell Nurse is going to be on the ice for a goal against the Oilers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Shots
Ouch.
fired.
I've been seeing that one around.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
NBC.
he's
This
right
has
now.
been this has been gambling advice by the man of truth.
Well, but not real advice.
Yeah, you don't listen to me. I
it's
don't
just
know a
funny.
damn thing.
Yeah. So just real quick, I want to touch on a few other Waddell things before we move on, because we are slowly but surely going to be running out of time. So we talked about him being like mostly a positive change in many of our opinions, and so when asked about if he sees this team as a contender, as soon as next season, he goes, "We got a pretty good start here," in reference to what's been building. But he also kind of joked. He's like, ask me in 3 months and I'll tell you how close we are. And that's so true, though. He's only been here for a day. So, but one last thing I wanted to leave with Waddell, and that was this quote from him, and that is, "I wouldn't take this opportunity at this point in my career unless I felt I could make a difference." The man is 65 years old. He left a successful, like, they were not going to fire him. They were probably, if he wanted to re-sign with Carolina, they probably would have re-signed him, because he's doing great. He's got to the playoffs 6 years in a row. He's won the first round 5 of those 6 years. At least the first round. I think they got further before. But anyway, so my whole point being, I like that. I like to hear that, because it does make sense. Maybe they're paying him a bit more, but these guys are ultra competitive. They all are. That's why they're there where they're at right now. It's because they were competitive enough and had the drive to get there in the first place. So the fact that he's making, someone's like, "Oh, is this like a lateral move or whatnot?" He's like, "No, I don't think so at all. It's just a different." I'm paraphrasing here, because he's like, it's just like a different puzzle to figure out or something. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. Maybe the first year I'm going to reserve my expectations. It's like when the Blue Jackets got Johnny Gaudreau, and everyone's like, "Holy fucking shit, Stanley Cup, here we come!" And then it was all of a sudden, it's back to normal, kind of, because he's a fantastic player, but one guy, and as Don Waddell said today, one guy will not be the difference maker. It takes a whole team of people, and that's very true.
No,
So
you're right. And the things that I like about the whole Don Waddell thing is, you look at it, he's just proven that he can get stuff done. He's with the Red Wing, he works for the Red Wings, and they win a Stanley Cup. You look at what he's been able to do with Carolina, where he takes them from a team that's kind of average at best, and then builds them up to a point where they're good enough to make the playoffs on a consistent basis. And he's had them win some rounds in the playoffs, including 2 trips to the conference finals, 2019 and 2023. That's pretty cool. And he's shown that he can help build a team up through the roster, whether it be trades, free agency, or draft. And that's what you want to see. You want a guy that has experience, but shown he can help, continue to build a team and show, hey, we got good progress here of what we've done so far, and build on that. And that's Don Waddell. And that was a common thing that he said in the press conference that he had today, is that he liked what he's seen from the Blue Jackets. We have good pieces, and we're going to do our best to continue to build on that and just keep going, basically.
He also said something that was kind of cute about his like 10-year-old grandson was excited to hear he was going to the Blue Jackets because they have Johnny Gaudreau, Fantilli, and Werenski. So that was pretty cool to hear, from the mouth of Babe. So we got to move on. We're cutting this one off. So trade proposal I have for you guys. I'm going to go around and ask your opinion on this one. Patrick Laine to the Montreal Habs, or just the Habs, Montreal Canadiens, for a first-round pick and a second liner.
I'd do
it. You do it?
Well, who's the second?
That's the thing. They had a bunch of names coming up, and then I'll explain where I found this from too. It was a Montreal Canadiens podcast, and they opined this earlier, and they talked about it. I'll tell you what they said, but Bees, you taking it?
I don't know. I feel like Laine has been linked to the Canadiens for like every other season of his career. And, for maybe this time might be different, but I don't know. That's a hard one. I would take it because I'm a ballsy guy. I like taking that risk. But
do you think the Habs would take it?
Do I think the Habs would take it? With Laine's contract? No.
There'll have to be some retention there. Yeah. Kev, you got a final answer for me?
Yeah. I need right now it's no, because I need more information about it, because it like random second liner, that could be anyone, it could be bad or good. First round draft pick, yeah, certainly could help, but to me personally, if you're moving a guy like Patrick Laine, to me personally, that's more of a player prospect draft pick sort of thing. You're coming to the Blue Jackets and asking for one of our best players, so you better come in with a pretty good offer if you even want to have a chance at even getting them. And the man of truth brings up a good point there, is that he's got an expensive contract at just over $8 million. So that kind of makes it harder. Would they even be able to take that? That's another issue with that as well.
Yeah.
And, kind of going on the theme of the whole Pascal Vincent thing, do you want to give him a chance or not? And me personally, I'm kind of in that same spot with Patrick Laine, is that I know things haven't been the greatest with them with the Blue Jackets, but when things have been the greatest with him, when given the chance to play, he's been awesome. And we see that talent that's right there, the goal scoring ability, the awesome shot. And he's becoming a better 200-foot player, much better defensively as well. And he's a big dude. He's 6'5", like 200-plus pounds. And those types of players are hard to find. You don't get them a lot. And when you do, generally speaking, you like having those types of guys on your team. And I would hate to be in a position where you feel like you have to get rid of him and you look back and you don't want to, maybe you gave up on him too soon. Maybe. Or maybe you get rid of him and it works out. But I don't know. That's just me. That's just one of those things that eventually the Blue Jackets will have to make a decision on. But it's like, if you want Patrick Laine, you better come with a good offer.
Yeah.
No wasting people's time.
So, honestly, I might take the offer, and here's why. And I personally, I don't think that the Canadiens would accept that offer. In part because of the contract. There would have to be some sort of retention from salary, I'm sure, and then at that point, would it even be worth it? So, in the last 6 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the most games Laine has played in a season was 56. In the last 7 years, he had one that was 68. So that's a little bit better. He's had 2 seasons when he was 19 and 20 years old, where he played all 82 games. He played 73 in the season when he was 18. Since he's been 21 years old, He's played 56 games at most in one season. And, I mean, when he's healthy, yeah, he had 56 points that season. He's literally a point-per-game player when he's healthy. You know, the season where he had 55 games, he had 52 points. You know, that's almost a point-per-game player. He's a great player. And I'm not knocking on him at all in that regard. It's not even really his fault that he's getting injured. You know, a lot of it's just bad luck. I mean, you know, just no one wants to miss that many games. But the fact is, it just hasn't quite produced the effects that many people had hoped it would. And I don't think that anyone should just throw him away or trade him just to trade him or whatever, unless like he is asking to get out, which I have not heard that rumor at all. And speaking of injury, anyway, so that's my kind of thoughts and opinions on that. There is something interesting linked to Line soon. We'll get to the fun part about it here in a bit, about his, you know, Kevin said at the beginning of the episode. But recently he was shown on a
video,
someone's Instagram reel, where he was getting a dog. This is so random. People find this stuff anyway too. So he was getting a dog, and they hey, what up, man?
what up, man?
How's it going? We'll get to here in just a second. I gotta finish this thought real quick. So he was in a sling, and his shoulder was all bandaged up, and it was not the one he injured last year. Last year he was pictured in a cast, and he had like a different type of sling on that was for like when you break your clavicle, like your collarbone and whatnot. And so this was not that. This sling was to prevent like your arm from like having to move around, and it like maybe like as a rotator cuff. Look, I don't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is, but I hate seeing that dude in the sling.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that you know, there's just like a little bandage on top. So I don't feel like it was something like, I don't know, shit. It could have been a surgery. I don't know. No clue. But hopefully he's just 100% when he gets back.
Yeah.
And he still is in the NHL program, so he's actually not even eligible to be traded right now. So
and that's another thing too, is that because he's getting help with his mental health and the treatment program that the NHL has, is that he can't be traded, but it goes both ways. The Blue Jackets can't talk to him even if they wanted to, and Patrick Laine can't talk to the Blue Jackets even if they wanted to. So there really is no contact of Patrick Laine, and no contact of Patrick Laine. There really is no information of Patrick Laine other than stuff that pops up on his Instagram, because his girlfriend posts stuff about him on her Instagram page. And in terms of Patrick Laine news, that's really the only thing that we get about Patrick Laine, is when his girlfriend posts something about Patrick Laine. And in terms of the little thing on his shoulder, some people were guessing that he thinks that maybe that's like a new tattoo that he got, so the thing to cover it up.
Without the sling, I would 100% believe that. That would be one of my thoughts. But here, as a former tattoo artist, it's not how you would cover a tattoo, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's a thing they use now called Tegaderm, and it's a clear plastic that usually you sanitize the tattoo when it's all done, and you place that on top for about 2 weeks, and then you take it off, and it's clear, and you would see through it more. But I get where they're coming from with that. He's got some pretty cool tattoos.
Yeah.
But
so,
anyway, continue.
So some people are thinking it's tattoo, maybe a new tattoo because of that. He does have a new dog. That's been the big news with him. You know, it's all over Instagram and everything. So there's that. But before we get to that, Josh, my guy, Josh Passfield, welcome to the show. A little background here. Josh Passfield has been a good friend of mine for almost 20 years. Went to school with him, and him and I for years would just hang out either during school or after school, and we just sit there, talk sports. And, you know, him and I would talk on the phone about, you know, sports and just a whole bunch of other stuff, and so many fun times hanging out at, parties, and he's come over to my house multiple times. And Josh, he's watched our show. He likes it, and he wanted to come on because he wants a little practice because he wants to do his own Chicago sports theme show and a bunch of other stuff. So I've been trying to get him to come on, and this is the day that we've been finally able to work something out to where he's been able to come on the show. So welcome to the show, Josh. And if you got anything to say, just in general, just now's your time to talk.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. It's been a long time coming, Kevin. We should have done this years ago, buddy.
Yep.
But thank you.
Yeah, welcome in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are getting very close to the end of our episode, so I don't mean to
but we're gonna pretty quick here. We're gonna show one of our favorite goals from this past season that the Blue Jackets scored. We're gonna play it, and Josh, feel free to share your thoughts on what you think about the goal, and you know what,
go ahead and run that because, like I said, getting kind of low on time here.
So
I'm just gonna talk about my thing real quick at the end.
Yeah.
So,
well, you talk about it because I gotta set it up a little bit. It'll be real quick.
Okay, cool. All right, so Cleveland Monsters, after their last win over the Syracuse Crunch, they advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals of the Calder Cup playoffs for their second time in franchise history. I think that is including when they won as the Lake Erie Monsters at one point. So anyway, they're going to be playing the Hershey Bears, so it's going to be a close one, like kind of close to home. I mean, yeah, it's like not that far. Yeah, I know Beezer's from Philadelphia, so he's I don't know. Are you a Hershey Bear fan?
No.
Big Phantoms fan, actually.
Oh, well, that's better. So yeah, this is going to be a best of 7. So the previous games were best of 5, so they only had to win 3 to win the series. So this one's going to be best of 7, so they need to win 4. And so the first game is going to be tomorrow night, Thursday, May 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And that's going to be in Hershey for the first 2 games. Then for games 3, 4, and if 5 is needed, will be at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland. If you've never been able to make it for a Monsters game before, now would be a great time to go. 1, it's already a fun time when they're not in the playoffs, but 2, playoffs just has that vibe to it. It's different. Anyway, Kev, take her away.
Yes. Okay. So I have it set up, and I'm going to put it up on the screen here. So the setup for this goal is from this past season. The Blue Jackets are in Buffalo, and they win this game 9-4. And one of the goals that they scored in this game that I really liked was Johnny Gaudreau. He has the puck, and he draws defenders to him, and then that opens up a spot for him to pass the puck. And the puck eventually gets to Adam Fantilli. Adam Fantilli scores. And I'll show this, and I'll go back once the goal's done. I'll rewind it again so you can see it, and I'll pause it so you can see it. Look at how Johnny Gaudreau passes this puck to Adam Fantilli. He passes the puck, and the puck bounces off the boards perfectly off to the side, and there's Adam Fantilli, and all he does is just quickly shoots it in for the goal, and it's just a great goal all around. So anyways, here is the goal. It's right here, and I'm going to play it. So here it is.
All right, I did not quite see what happened. I was on a different
defense.
Mr. Adam Fantilli. I can't wait to see this kid back in action. That's such a freak accident and bummer he got injured. Of course, on his first year too. What a weird angle. He was behind the line. That's crazy. So for our audio listeners, I'll describe to you what kind of happened here. So, I mean, Kev kind of already set it up for you, but yeah, basically, Adam Fantilli receives a pass from behind the goal, like it literally bounced off the back wall to Fantilli from Gaudreau from the left side to the right, and Fantilli, while still behind the red line, makes it in. Does he bank it off his mask? Is that what he does here? Because that happened. I know Kirill Marchenko did that this year at some point.
He almost put it off his back.
Boom. Such a crazy angle. Let's see here. Boom. I think he just gets it in somehow. I think he does bank it in off the goalie, but yeah.
Yeah,
Weird.
dude.
That's sick. All right.
All
we can all talk at once. It's cool. People will be able to hear us for
But
sure.
look at this. Look at how Johnny Gaudreau draws all the defenders to him, and then he uses that to his advantage. And then, as you see in the clip, how he just banks it off the boards, and then Fantilli pops up to the corner over here and just puts it in. It's just like, wow. Like, from Johnny Gaudreau's standpoint, how did he know to do that, to pass it like that, so that Fantilli could get it over here? It's just awesome.
It's got to be instinct. It has to be.
It has to be. So, Josh, your overall thoughts on this goal?
Like you said, the way he draws the defense out and made that pass, and I got the corner. That was, the pass was incredible, and the shot was even better. So, yeah, hell of a shot.
Hey, Diamond Dog champion, your thoughts on this goal?
That's awesome, and like Lance said, hopefully we'll see more of that this coming season. Hopefully things are going to be much brighter on the horizon. We'll see more of this.
Hey, I think you guys have a good team coming, dude. You guys are a couple years away, but you guys definitely have a good team. Definitely on the forefront, I think.
Yeah, I'm right.
So
forward to. All right, on to the. Is that it?
No, I also. So I just have to give I know I've done this before, but I just have to give a shout out to Hefty Duck for just designing this awesome logo. It's just perfect. I love it. The things it's just perfect. And what I really love about it, of course, the name of the show, Blue Jackets. So basically Blue Jackets and Blue Jackets and beer, basically. And this logo that Hefty Duck drew, it's just absolutely awesome. It's just perfectly designed, and it fits not only the theme of the show, but it uses the Blue Jacket Civil War theme with the kepi and a beer on the beer mug, and it's just awesome. And I just love it. And, this is the new look for our show. It's all over our social media pages, and it'll be on YouTube. And, it
won't violate any copyrights. Not that it was never an issue before. I just,
No, there's that too. And it's on buttons. It was great. And I just love it. So awesome job, Hefty Duck. This is
thanks, man.
Awesome. Just awesome.
We plastered it everywhere here. Yeah, if you received a button at the last Blue Jackets game this last season, leave a comment wherever you're commenting from, because we appreciate everyone that picked one up. I was just happy people wanted them.
Yep.
So
thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Diamond Dog champion. I love your background. I love the background, especially the Blue Jackets.
This is my work, so I can't have a beer right now.
Fair.
That's a big question. How long did it take you to make that?
It's a bunch of boxes.
Hey,
you got.
Hefty Duck, Josh got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
How long did it take you to make that?
The logo?
Yeah.
I don't want to be honest.
I understand.
It wasn't very long. That's all. It was, I used to draw for a living, and I still do some stuff, on the side. But it depends. Like this one logo I did for for a rugby podcast, I drew a sick eagle for them. I should have used it for something else, but I mean it was sick. I just should have used the eagle for something else. Anyway, it took me a long time.
Nah.
It took me quite a long time.
So all right, Josh, while we have you on here, so I know you and I have talked about it, but for the show, outsider, I know you're a Chicago sports guy, so you like the Cubs, the Bears, the Bulls, the Blackhawks, and so on, and so forth. But from a outsider perspective, your thoughts on the Blue Jackets getting an outdoor game?
Oh, dude, I think it's great. Number one for the Blue Jackets, and you guys as fans, dude, you guys are gonna fucking love it. You know, it's awesome. It's like it's like the vet. So basically, it's a little party. You get to go down there and enjoy something that not a lot of people do. So enjoy it, man. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun.
Absolutely.
You know what? I think you guys should have got one a couple years ago. So you guys are long overdue, in my opinion.
No, but you're right though, Josh, because this is coming.
Yeah.
We've talked about this on the show
You
before.
guys
It's
overdue, and I think you guys should definitely get at least one more.
Absolutely.
I think.
Yes. So, no, you're right though, Jack. I've shared this with you, and we've talked about this on the show, which is this has come out, in different articles in the Columbus media, but also Bob McElligott, the radio voice for the Blue Jackets, interviewed an NHL official who will be helping run the outdoor game that the Blue Jackets are getting in March 2025. And the official from the NHL has basically come out and said that it would have happened sooner if not for coronavirus in Ohio State, because they really wanted to have one here. But, two things got in the way, but now those things are no longer an issue, and now the Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game.
What was the whole Ohio State thing? Was that because of the plumbing, or what was that? What was the whole deal there?
Plumbing issue. No, we can't do it because the plumbing.
That's what I heard, but I didn't know if that was true or not.
It's like it is a thing, and you just didn't want to fix it, and you just kept using it as an excuse rather than just getting it done.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we can't do it because the plumbing. It's like, okay,
it's like use that for like a cover up, just because they don't want to do it because they're lazy, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, thank God we're getting one. It's gonna be sick. I can't wait for it.
You guys should get at least two, one more.
Absolutely.
Knock on wood. But we are running over a bit here, so we do gotta wrap this up. So basically what we do here, for anyone new that's watching, or for the new ones on our podcast, is we kind of just go around. Everyone can shout out something they want. Give yourself a shout out on like Twitter, Facebook. Well, I don't care. And if you have anything more that you want to say before the show's over, now is the time. So, Mr. Beezer, do I have you muted, or are you muted?
I muted myself.
Okay,
I had
cool.
to step out and attend to some stuff.
That's fair. So, you got any shout outs? You got anything you want to say yet?
Shout out to the FHL, and shout out to Cap Relief and Danny Briere, him too.
What
all right.
What about your Twitter page, Man of Truth?
Nobody cares about that.
What about the FHL that you run, Man of Truth?
Well, yeah, the FHL. That is obviously something I should have definitely pointed out. Shout out to our simulation league, the fantasy hockey league. We have 4 spots available for anyone that wants to hop in and join up. So, let me know, or let Bjork Swag know. Shout out to him. He's at work right now. And that's it.
Dope.
So, Josh, do you have anything to say? Anything you want to promote or anything?
Yeah, real quick. I just want to thank you guys for being on, and I will definitely be back on hopefully soon. Thank you, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, brother.
Absolutely. Gonna have to have you to come back on and keep.
Not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous my first time, but we're here, we're doing it. So
absolutely. Listen, the more you do these, the less nervous you get, the better you get, and you just keep building yourself up. And eventually, whenever you're ready, you start doing your own Chicago sports themed show, and I'll come on it, and we can have some fun talking sports. And whenever you're ready, you get a Twitter page, and you can have Hefty Duck design a logo for you, and we get going.
Might be talking in the future.
Dope. Yeah, hit me up.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
Absolutely. So great to have you on the show, Josh. It's great to see.
You too.
So the Diamond Dog champion,
Yeah.
my guy Harry. Do you have anything to promote or talk about?
First of all, I want to say yeet to Beezer, Jey Uso.
Yeet.
That's right, yeet. Yeet to Jey Uso. Looking forward to SummerSlam. I will be in Cleveland. Other than that,
Nice.
at Harry from C-Bus on Twitter. And once again, Kevin and Lance and everyone, thanks for having me. Hopefully I didn't drag
Absolutely.
things down, and go Blue Jackets.
No way.
Right. Absolutely. We'll definitely have to have the Diamond Dog champion to come on again.
Sir Boy Wonder says yeet as well.
Yeet.
So, Kev, take it
Yeet.
away. You got some things here. Gotta kind of wrap
Yes.
her up a little quick tonight.
Okay, so Patrick Line, like I said, he has a dog that's recently on his Instagram page. That's a big thing that Patrick Line has a dog. So that's the thing. And Zach,
Where is it? Do you have a picture?
Not with me. You can
I'll Google it.
go. Yeah, I do not have it with me. Zach Wierenski's getting married. He proposed to his girlfriend. So shout out to you. So shout out to you, Zach Wierenski. Matthew Olivier found a little over a year ago. Oh, see, there it is. There's Patrick Line's
This
dog.
is a video, so I'm
That's
trying to
right.
just show you the picture of it. This is where he's in a sling too. See, this like covering over his shoulder. It is where you like kind of like above his other tattoos. So like I said, I've never seen a tattoo cover like that or done that myself, but it's possible. I don't know how they do things in Finland if that's where he's at.
No, he's actually he's hanging out with his girlfriend down in Florida.
Oh, must be nice. But yeah, that's that. This is a little puppy dog. Looks like a little golden yellow lab, maybe. Yeah, yellow lab.
So,
anyway, there it is.
So Patrick Line's got a dog. Shout out to Zach Wierenski, who's proposed to his girlfriend. The girlfriend said yes. He's getting married, so that's cool. And then this one's a little cool. I have a little connection to it. Matthew Olivier, a little over a year ago, found out that his kid is on the autism spectrum, and so his kid goes to a school specifically for people on the autism spectrum in Dublin. And in the most recent Behind the Battle, you should go check that out. In that Behind the Battle, one of the things they showed in that video was Matthew Olivier having all those kids from the autism spectrum school over for a practice, and they showed him around Nationwide Arena, and that was cool. And Matthew Olivier's kid was there, and Matthew Olivier helped out with a room that helps out people with people on the autism spectrum. I don't know the name. I'm drawing a blank, but a sensory room. He helped out with a sensory room. Helps out people on the autism spectrum, and he helped out with that. So that was cool, and I can relate to that because I am on the autism spectrum, so that's cool that he's out there helping out people like that, and I like that. So that's cool, and like I always do, the Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game, so got to play the video that the Blue Jackets posted to get everyone excited. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's Boone Jenner. Stay in the middle of Ohio Stadium. There's a lot of simulated scenery around him.
Yeah,
but it's cool. I can't wait to see it in real life.
Anyways. So exciting. The Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game. Everyone get hyped. Everyone get excited. This is cool. I love it. I'm going to be there. And if you have the chance to do it, you should be there too. The Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Sick.
like I always do, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe. That totally helps out the channel. That is greatly appreciated. Go do that. And a picture of my brother's dog, Cooper, like I do every time on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Koopa.
There he is.
Mm.
There's Cooper.
Ooh.
Anyway, so there's that. Oreo cow. That's another fun inside joke we have here. Oreo cow.
You'll
Hey.
see the Oreo cow in the FHL during Kevin's Corner.
It's true. You do. So there's that. And, check out Union Blue Soldiers, a fun Blue Jackets themed fan group that I run, and we do a lot of fun stuff, including our marches we do to march on to Nationwide Arena. And we're doing another one this October, and it's going to be awesome. So, video. So one last time, check out Uni Blue Soldiers, a fun Blue Jackets themed fan group that I help run. It's awesome. We do marches to cheer on the Blue Jackets and so much more. So check out Uni Blue Soldiers on all social media platforms. All right, I'm done talking. I'm out.
Yep. So thanks everyone for listening in. To all of our listeners out there, we appreciate you. You keep the podcast world going around. To all of our viewers out there, checking us out on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Appreciate y'all too. Don't forget to hit the buttons wherever you're watching from. And follow me. Can you take that down? Follow me there. This is why. On Twitter at Lance_Schrock. I write articles for Inside the Rink and for Inside the Diamonds about the Cleveland Guardians and the Columbus Blue Jackets. So check me out, and we will see you here in another week. Bye.
Have a very oozy day.